What is up, guys, and welcome to another video. This is gonna be a video where I don't want to go. This is basketball is not supposed to be emotional. This is a business, but this makes me so emotional. So right up top, I have an Emmanuel quickly signed jersey. Right up there. It's not good. It's not good because he is gone. In my life, flashed before my eyes when I looked at that said Emmanuel quickly is gone. But I learned that we got ourselves a young wing and an OG Anunoby, which 15 points per game, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. We're round up now because he's a Nick. We round up 15 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Uh, the man just brings something to the Knicks that they never had before. In the last like 5 to 3 years. I don't. OG fits all the needs that we possibly have. We need shooting. We need versatility. We need defensive versatility. Yes, Thibodeau's a great defensive coach, but we need versatility defensively. Like actual skilled defensive players. RJ didn't really care defensively sometimes, and it just. Well, I'm not gonna go like actually gonna go throw the load at him, like gonna be pissed at him. No, he's not a Nick anymore. Let me just be kind as possible. But sometimes RJ didn't look like he cared defensively, and just skill wise, OG has a bigger wingspan. He's 6'7". Um, he's just born in that defensive, just grinded out defensive type game. He's born into that. He's born to get in the passing lanes. He's gonna cause a lot of transition buckets, which kind of the Knicks need to infuse in that offense is transition opportunities. And what OG Anunoby will do for this team, they'll push the ball. Him and Ihard are gonna develop a very good connection offensively because of how they both like to push in transition. And in the half court also, he fits the need of just, he'll be respected as a 3-point shooter. Sometimes RJ Barrett, last game, he just was left open. OG Anunoby won't be left open. You'll be like, oh, Jack, then that doesn't mean that we won't score. Well, we will score because we have Jalen Brunson. And the reason why was because Jalen Brunson was getting doubled and Julius Randle was getting doubled. Now you really can't double Julius Randle unless you think he's going to throw a pass out of bounds. Well, you probably will want to double Julius Randle because he'll do one of his stupid plays, but we love Julius Randle over here. So he'll make a pass to OG Anunoby, which he's one of the I think he could be one of the best passers in the NBA, where where he gets a lot of double teams. He's grown in that where he can get a lot of double teams. He can find the open shooter, and he hasn't really had a lot of open shooters in New York. Um, Throwing the ball out to Josh Hart, hoping the ball goes in is not really the way you want to play basketball. And you throw it out to a guy like OG Anunoby, the ball's probably gonna go in. I mean, this is obvious stuff. The ball's probably gonna go in more than like you're throwing the ball out to Evan Fournier, or I mean not Evan Fournier. Evan Fournier, the ball goes in, but you're throwing it out to like Josh Hart. You're throwing the ball out to RJ Barrett. Like the ball won't go in. It's like you're throwing it out to Emmanuel quickly, who the ball usually goes in for. But this is somebody in OG Anunoby who can give you both sides of the basketball, which Emmanuel quickly does do very well. Gives you both sides of the basketball. But yeah, I don't think this isn't the last move for the New York Knicks. Um, the Knicks have to like win some games like this where their team's not complete. But is there one more move? I hate to be like the guy who's gonna say we're just gonna get like DeJounte Murray. I made a kind of joke that the Knicks would get Gordon Hayward and then that'd be it, and we'd all die inside. But no, that didn't happen. We didn't get Gordon Hayward. We got OG Anunoby, which is pretty good. Um, but you know, where's the bench coming from? I do think Thibodeau did kind of sprinkle in some Julius with the bench type minutes like a few games ago to kind of like line up for the trade. And I'm gonna say at the end of the day, as I said in the last video, he made the call. And he made the call to make this move. He's like, I want a defender. RJ Barrett's be not giving me enough effort defensively and offensively. Of course, he's not giving you that scoring right now. So why not just get somebody who will give you consistent scoring, and also the defense is always going to be there. So this is a Thib making this call, and Thibs, we got to give him all the pieces he possibly can to make this team as good as possible. As much as you don't think about Thibs, this is our coach. This is our coach. This is the guy that we signed to be our coach, and whatever he wants to do is whatever he's going to do. Sometimes I hate it because Leon Rose isn't able to make these big moves, but this is a pretty big move. I just think this makes Thibodeau more comfortable to have a Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell backcourt and having OG Anunoby at the 3. I think that makes him more comfortable with that then they go ahead and be like, oh, we're gonna have Josh Hart at the 3. We're gonna have Jalen Brunson the 1. We're gonna have Don Mitchell at the 2. I think that makes him way more comfortable having OG Anunoby at the 3. And he did say OG Anunoby did say he would take a pay cut if he was gonna go to the New York Knicks, which is great because if we can get we can get a less of a contract for OG Anunoby than RJ Barrett, I would love that because we're saving money right now. The Knicks are saving money right now to get their next star. I think obviously they're just lining up to get like another player. If it's not a star, you can debate me about what DeJounte Murray is. There's some plays out there that I just saw of him just not caring defensively. Well, Thibodeau will literally he'll be so pissed if he doesn't care like that. But DeJounte Murray is a good defensive player. I just think defensively, I trust OG more because he just doesn't have those lapses like DeJounte Murray does. Um, I think that DeJounte Murray is a better player when it comes to situation based. When he's like with better players defensively, he'll be better. But like right now, he's trying to carry this Atlanta Hawks defense, not offense, defense, and he can't do that. Um, but you know, Knicks shooting is needed, and we saw this in the end of the playoffs. We saw this in the end of the last playoffs. We saw this in the end of you know um we saw this in the end of in the last game. When a team runs zone on us, we're screwed. I know that Dante DiVincenzo pickup is amazing for us. We picked him up. He's a 3-point shooter, but that's not enough. That's not enough to break a zone. When you have RJ Barrett out there shooting the way he did last night, you're not beating any zone. The team can run whatever they want on you. Doesn't matter what superstars you have, but RJ Barrett. They're gonna leave RJ Barrett wide open, and there goes your offensive possession. So having something like OJ Anunoby out there for 3 opens makes the defensive coverage harder when you're trying to run a zone because Jalen Brunson can pass around the zone. We can get I Hart in the middle. He makes good decisions. He can make as good of a decision as he wants to passing it to RJ Barrett. The ball just still won't go in. So it's kind of like that thing where you need somebody to shoot. You need somebody to shoot the other team out of a zone, and the Knicks just haven't done that so far in the season. Yes, when you have in spurts when Dante DiVincenzo is out there, yes, you can shoot a team out of a zone. But still, it's just like sometimes the team is not good when the other team runs a zone when you have RJ Barrett out there. But we don't really need to talk about RJ Barrett because he's gone. But RJ Barrett isn't respected as a 3-point shooter. I'm gonna talk about him again because that's in my notes. Um, one of the things is like if you don't have a respectable 3-point shooter, if someone's gonna leave you wide open, your offense is not going to run the way you want it to with two stars in Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle. I think Jalen Brunson's a superstar. So you got one superstar, one star. It don't matter. If you have a player that's a negative 3-point shooter, then that doesn't matter because then he'll just be wide open and then you could double. So look, it's better to have a player who can stretch the floor. I keep saying this over and over and over and over again. OG Anunoby is going to be that guy who can stretch the floor for this basketball team. The bench will come around, boys. The bench will come around. Chill. The bench will come around. Malachi Flynn is not great. Is a decent backup point guard for the time being, and we just gotta hope Jalen Brunson doesn't get injured. Knock on wood. But besides that, I like the minutes. I mean, Thibs always that guy that's going to play people a lot of minutes, and the Knicks are trained to do that. I know there was a time where Nick Nurse played his guys thousands, bajillions of minutes. You're like, oh, he's on the 76ers, but he coached the Raptors. So when he coached the Raptors, he just punched OG Anunoby, said you're gonna play 50,000 minutes and you're gonna go out there for 48. But he knows how to do that. Not saying he's gonna play for 48, but if the bench really doesn't succeed the way that Thibs wants it to, he's definitely gonna pull that plug where he's gonna be like, okay, let's keep Randall out there. Let's stagger minutes between Randall and Brunson, and we have seen that work. And hopefully it goes out and works again. And until we wait for this other guy, which again, Tyus Jones is a guy from the Wizards who, is tradable, is gettable. I say if you really want to hone in on like this is the team, I would say give up a first, but still, we got to keep the assets clean. If we kept the assets clean and we kept the assets clean enough while upgrading your wing position, that's great. Amanda Quigley is going to do great things in Toronto. RJ Barrett, welcome home. to Toronto. Not like he's home to like my no. Welcome home to Toronto. Hopefully Toronto treats them both well. We'll be tuning into a lot of games with the Toronto Raptors, and I'll be crying. I'll be with my tissues crying. That's the emotional side of me, but I want to see my Knicks team get better. And that's what they're actively doing every single game. Yes, the second round pick from the Pistons do hurt, but again, we have so many assets that can be moved, and I can't wait to see what Leon Rose does. Because if you don't like Leon Rose, well, there's nothing you can do about it. Just don't be an Knicks fan anymore. Um, I don't. So I'm 50-50 in trusting Leon Rose, but I just got to. I just gotta sit back because he has addressed our needs, and he's got to address our superstar needs. Um, in in a few days, or not a few days, in a few weeks, or a few months. But hey, this sets up a huge trade deadline move for the New York Knicks. I can't wait to see what it is. But again, this for now, OG Anunoby is one of the best 3-and-D wings in the league. So Knicks fans, I know you guys. Okay, we saw Amanda quickly leave. We saw RJ Barrett leave. Kind of mad, but you're getting yourself a 3-and-D wing that's better than RJ and Emmanuel Quigley. With Emmanuel Quigley, we're not gonna pay him Jalen Brunson money. We ain't paying 2 point guard Jalen Brunson money. That ain't how roster construction works. I know people are like, oh, but that's not how roster construction works. Unless you want to get rid of Jalen Brunson, you're not going to pay Emmanuel Quigley the same money as you pay Jalen Brunson. Emmanuel Quigley deserves all the money in the world. He deserves that money. He deserves that money. But why would I pay him the same amount of money as my starting point guard to just come off the bench? It doesn't make sense. Hopefully Toronto gives him the money they deserves, but on the Knicks, there's no way that we're gonna pay him that money to be a backup one because Thibodeau never wanted to play him at the two with Brunson or play Brunson at two with Jalen Brunson, vice versa. But that never was gonna happen. So yeah, that's it. Have a nice day, and let's go Knicks. And I will be there for a post game thing. Should I do post game? I gave y'all so many videos, so I'm not gonna do post game today. I'm not gonna do post game today because there's nothing really to take out of it. Look, if the Knicks lose, then yeah, we're playing Dante DiVincenzo and Evan Fournier, so we're gonna lose. But Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle still out there, so there's no excuse. Let's get a dub today.